Many times we find ourselves in a state of frustration. Like it's one of the states that we live in, like Kansas or Texas or California, the state of frustration. And many times we are frustrated because we are doing things that we have not been called to do. We are living our lives through the lens of what others calls us to, or what others say we should. We are living our lives through someone else's ideas and not doing what God has called us to do. So quite naturally, that causes a level of frustration. I'm speaking from experience, professionally and personally. Too often in life, we do things because it's something that others want us to do. We do things because it's just the family norm. We do things based off of what our parents tell us to do. We do things because it's just what the culture says we should do. Instead of following God and answering his call, instead of doing what God has called us to do, we are living our lives for other people, which causes a level of frustration. Think about that. It causes us to be frustrated. It causes us to go from 0 to 100 real quick. And many times that's because we are not doing what we have been called to do. We are following someone else's dreams. We are doing what someone else says that we should do. We are following in the footsteps of man instead of doing what God has called us to do. And what happens? That leads to frustration. And what happens when we're frustrated? What happens? We become non-effective. We are no good for anyone, not even any good for ourselves, because we are in a battle, an internal battle, which leads to frustration. And others can see it because our attitude is not right. Sometimes we wear it on our faces. We can see those things when someone is frustrated. We can see that in their actions. We can see that in their responses because you are frustrated. And oftentimes than not, it's because you are living your lives for someone else. So I challenge you to unplug and find out what God would have you to do in this season of your lives. There may be some decisions that you have to make where others may be upset, may become angry with you, because finally you are taking a stand and doing what you should do. Finally, you are accepting the call that God has placed on your life. Finally, you are doing what makes you happy. Finally. Yeah, I encourage you to unplug. I encourage you to tap into what the Spirit of God is saying to you. I encourage you to find out what it is that God would have you to do during this season. It may be unpopular. It may be. Others may be upset. But you have to get to the place where you are no longer frustrated. You have to get to the place that you stop being a people pleaser and do what's right and according to the will of God for your life. Yeah, be encouraged. Be encouraged. Praying for you.